Rafael Nadal anticipated receiving the customary information from his academy as soon as he picked up his phone in Mallorca. Training plans, student advancement, and the peaceful pace of retired life. Even the 22-time Grand Slam champion was somewhat aback by what he discovered instead. Videos from Linz, Austria, a city more famous for its pastries than its tennis, were pouring in. The bleachers of the Tips Arena Linz were crowded with thousands of Filipino flags. The streets, which had never heard Tagalog before, resounded with the chants of Laban Alex. Alex Eala, a 20-year-old Filipina who had trained at his academy for 7 years, was at the center of it all. She had once pursued him through Madrid airport for a picture and had grown to be the biggest phenomenon in the sport since his own time. The figures were astounding. The Upper Austria Ladies Linz Tournament, a WTA 500 event that had never attracted more than a few thousand spectators in its 35-year history, drew an estimated 30,000 Filipino fans to Austria. They traveled from all over Europe, including Vienna, Germany, and Switzerland. They crowded restaurants, reserved hotels, and transformed a sleepy Austrian city into a celebration of Filipino pride. And Nadal did something that shocked the tennis community when he saw the video. Just congratulate Eala. In a fatherly defense that demonstrated how much he believes in the young woman who has become the heir to his heritage, he called her old detractors to come pick up a racket and fight me. Austria's Linz, April 8, 2026. For 35 years, the Upper Austria Ladies Linz competition has been held. Legends like Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, Angelique Kerber, and Coco Gauff had come and gone. However, the event organizers were unprepared for what hit their city in the spring of 2026. The diaspora of Filipinos had organized. An estimated 30,000 spectators flocked to Austria for the competition, arriving in Linz from all over Europe with their flags stuffed in carry-on luggage, their flights booked months in advance, and their hotels arranged. The largest Filipino community in Austria is located in Vienna, where they originated. They arrived from Germany, where more than 100,000 Filipinos work and reside. They traveled to see their hero from any place there was a direct flight, including Switzerland, Italy, and the United Kingdom. The demand was too great for the 5,000-seat Tips Arena Linz. To handle the crowds, the competition had to relocate Eala's matches to the city's major event venue, the bigger Tips Arena. Even so, supporters camped out overnight outside the box office as tickets sold out within hours of the release. Austrian tennis had never seen anything like the scenes. Chants reverberated across the downtown streets as thousands of supporters, clad in Philippine flags, formed a line before sunrise. Local companies, used to the calm rhythms of a localized competition, were suddenly overburdened. Hotels sold out weeks in advance, restaurants ran out of food, and the city's tourism agency, totally unprepared, hurried to create welcome brochures in Filipino. After decades of cultivating ties with local sponsors and media, tournament administrators were left perplexed by what had transpired. One official told reporters, "We've never seen anything like this." His voice carried the weariness of someone who had been working 18-hour days trying to keep up. It's like a Grand Slam, but at Linz, with the sheer amount of people, the media demands, and the demand for tickets. After causing a 48% increase in tickets in Dubai and crashing ticket systems in Miami, the AILA effect has now crossed the Atlantic and is redefining what a WTA 500 event can be in Austria. Rafael Nadal and Alex Eala have a close relationship that goes beyond simple mentoring. Eala arrived as a 12-year-old scholarship student from the Philippines and trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca for 7 years until graduating in 2023. She was raised on the same courts where Rafael Nadal developed his skills, taking in the mindset, work ethic, and unwavering discipline that made him a legend. Over the course of those 7 years, she evolved from a student to a member of the family. In a rare interview, Nadal's wife Zizka Perillo discussed the relationship, referring to Eala as family and sharing how she had witnessed the young Filipina grow up inside the academy. According to Zizka, she came as a young girl with the aspirations of a country that had never participated in this sport. She departs as a champion of the ideals we cherish most: humility, tenacity, and grace, in addition to tennis. Every significant turning point in Eala's career has been witnessed by the Nadal family. Nadal was present as she defeated 3 Grand Slam winners, including Iga Swiatek, in straight sets to make her incredible run to the Miami Open semifinals in 2025. On social media, he expressed his support by stating, "We are incredibly proud of you, Alex. What a fantastic competition. Let's continue to dream. Only a few months later, she made it to her first WTA final in Eastbourne, where she lost in a devastating three-setter despite having match points. Nadal was there once more. He wrote Alex Eala 0-5, the first of many finals. He was also there for Eala when she most needed him. Nadal startled the tennis world with a fatherly defense at an emergency press conference held at his academy in September 2025 following a contentious defeat that generated internet criticism. He said, "Alexandra is not just a gifted young player, she is a once-in-a-generation legacy of tennis," expressing the feeling of someone who had witnessed her struggle and triumph. "Come out, get a racket, and fight me if you don't believe her." The defense, which went viral in a matter of hours, was about more than simply tennis. It was about protection and a mentor who saw his own journey mirrored in his protégé and refused to allow the outside world to shatter her spirit. Nadal noticed something different as he watched the scenes from Linz, the 30,000 spectators, the packed stadiums, and the turning of a sleepy Austrian city into a festival of Filipino pride. When he initially welcomed a 12-year-old girl from Manila to his academy, he witnessed the realization of what he had held dear. No one could have expected the story revealed by the Upper Austria Ladies Linz tournament statistics. Ticket sales increased by 300% as a result of Eala's appearance compared to the prior year. Tournament officials had not prepared for or anticipated this rise. Eala faced a higher-ranked opponent in the final, which attracted 7,500 spectators, the highest number in the tournament's 35-year history. Fans bought jerseys that included Eala's name and likeness, making over 65% of total income. Towels and caps to mark the event. Within the first 3 days, the official tournament store ran out of Eala products, prompting organizers to place last-minute purchases with vendors. The effects on Linz's economy were similarly astounding. During the tournament week, local hotels reported 98% occupancy, numbers usually reserved for the city's well-known Christmas markets. Many restaurants in the city center reported record sales as a result of staying open late to serve the crowds. After first dismissing the tournament as a small event on the city's calendar, the Linz Tourist Board was compelled to hire more staff in order to manage the surge of tourists. One local business owner told reporters, "We've never seen anything like this. The city has completely changed. It's not a tennis tournament, but rather a celebration." The level of media coverage was also unheard of. Reporters from other countries who had never covered the Linz Open were assigned to cover Eala's bouts. With their anchors standing in front of the Tips Arena and the Philippine flag fluttering behind them, Philippine news stations transmitted live from the city. Images of the Filipino diaspora assembled in Austria with their flags fluttering and their voices raised in song were all over social media. The players noticed as well. The mood was compared to playing in a Davis Cup match by Eala's opponents, many of whom had never personally experienced the Eala effect. Speaking anonymously, a seasoned player acknowledged that the boom had startled her. "When the audience is so noisy, it's difficult to concentrate. Instead of just one player, you feel like you're up against 5,000. Eala saw the support as both a hardship and a blessing. She had previously discussed the burden of expectations and the difficulty of maintaining composure in the face of thousands of fans yelling her name. However, Lin used the energy to improve her tennis, making significant progress in the competition and demonstrating once more that she belonged on the highest platforms. Rafael Nadal's response to the Linz tapes was instantaneous and emotional. The 22-time Grand Slam champion discussed the significance of Eala's achievement for both the academy that had molded her and himself in an interview from Mallorca. "With the weight of someone who had seen the journey firsthand," Nadal stated, "I have watched Alex grow from a child into a woman. At the age of 12, she was so young and far from home when she came at the academy. She didn't know anyone and didn't speak the language, but she possessed a unique quality: fire, tenacity, and a resolve to give up." He took a moment to collect himself. It's amazing to see her now, with 30,000 Filipinos flocking to Austria to see her perform. When she initially entered our doors, I could never have predicted this. She is more than just a tennis player. She is an inspiration and evidence that everything is achievable with perseverance and faith. Nadal also responded to those who had questioned Eala's standing, performance, and capacity to maintain her success. His remarks were both scathing and paternal. He said, "I get upset when people doubt her. She has already accomplished more than most players will in a lifetime, and she has put in more effort and made more sacrifices than anyone can see. Neither the critics nor the ranking define her. She explains who she is. He concluded with a statement that reiterated his past support for Eala. I reiterate my previous statement to anyone who has questions about her. I will always believe in her, so come to Mallorca, grab a racket, and fight me. The interview, which went viral on social media in a matter of hours, served as a reminder of the two left-handers' relationship, which goes beyond coaching, tennis, and other sports. It is the relationship between a coach who recognizes himself in his pupil, a parent who observes his daughter's development, and a champion who is certain that the athletes he has influenced will carry on his legacy. In addition to demonstrating Alex Eala's transformation, the scenes and perspectives, 30,000 Filipino supporters, a sold-out arena, and the city's transformation also highlight the foundation Rafael Nadal helped lay. Eala has been candid about how the Rafa Nadal Academy helped her grow. In an interview with Andy for a podcast,